Welcome everyone to week 7. This week we're talking on chapter 10. We just have one chapter and it's on persuasive and sales messages. So let's look what the introduction has for you. All right. We're going to learn about the power of persuasion, the digital age, including blending and writing persuasive messages and creating effective sales messages. I think this chapter is one of the more fun chapters and something you can also apply to yourself personally. So getting started, they would like you to watch Creating Ethical Cultures in Business, work detailing at TEDx Presidio, and then ask yourself the question, how does this message change your view of ethical business messages? And what can you do differently after watching this message? And what are some examples of non-ethical cultures in business, okay? The lesson objectives this week is to explain techniques and strategies used in persuasive messages, describe effective and ethical business messages, identify interpersonal persuasion in the workplace, and identify techniques to develop persuasive press releases. Now, to prepare for this, your reading assignment is Business Communication, Chapter 10, that begins on page 326 and goes until the end of 370. Here's the presentation, Chapter 10, and the practice questions. Here's your grammar practices, and then here is the study guide for Chapter 10 for the Week 7 quiz that will help you. Now, as I sent you the email, remember all quizzes, I thought they were already set up for that you could take them twice. They were not, they are now. So you have 2 attempts and you can keep the highest score. So if you need to go back and redo them, they're all set up that way now. Next is your discussion. Okay, in your own experience, when have you had to persuade someone, a boss, a parent, an instructor, a friend, or a colleague, to do something or to change a belief? Describe the situation. What strategies did you use? You can relate back to the book to see what strategies they prescribe and then what you did also. Were you successful in your attempt? Do you think you're being deceptive or dishonest in your persuasion? How would you have handled the situation differently now that you've completed the readings for this week? In your responses to your classmates, suggest alternative techniques to improve their messages that they may want to consider in the future. This is a lot of good information. The next is your 7.2 written assignment. So the activities at the end of chapter 10, it's 10:11, 10:15, and 10:25. We're going to talk about this. 10:11 is junk food and school budget. Can we create our own business podcast? 10:25, examine puffery and advertising, and then grammar and spelling. And I'm going to put down, and I'm going to attach rather, in another file, and I'll go over it with you, how the information about these assignments. Next is your 7. Bye-bye.